we're gonna go ahead and rank every single Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 Funko Pop on this tier list. Let's go. So as many of you guys know, Guardians of the Galaxy released a few weeks ago, and these Funko Pops have been out for quite a while. So I wanted to go ahead and actually rank every single one of these Guardians Funko Pops. So because the Guardians have so many different Funko Pops, I think my main criteria on ranking these Funko Pops will probably be the uniqueness of the Funko Pop, and honestly just how like nice the mold looks. So I will be honest here, I'm probably going to be using a little bit of bias on my end, like how much I like a character and how much I don't really care for the character would probably be where I rank them. Honestly, I'm also going to go ahead and rank the effort of the different Funko Pop that is created, because in my opinion, if there's one thing that Funko does pretty bad when it comes to Marvel Funko Pops, is repeating like the same mold but in different costumes. So that will probably take off a lot of points for the commons, which honestly in most of these cases the commons and probably the repetition of a few exclusives would probably rank them a little bit lower. So let's go ahead and actually start doing this tier list, and we're gonna go ahead and start with the first one right here. So the first Funko Pop that we got is the Adam Warlock Funko Pop. And this one, in my opinion, is probably going to rank pretty high just because of the uniqueness of them. So one of the things that I really enjoy about the Adam Warlock Funko Pop is that this is the first ever live action Funko Pop of his, and he only has one other Funko Pop, and I think it's like based off like a comic version. So I'm probably gonna rank as of right now, just because Adam Warlock in the movie wasn't my favorite, I'm going to go ahead and put them in the A rank, just because I think it is a really good common Funko Pop to grab, as long as Funko doesn't continue to create different exclusives. But who knows how that's going to change. Just letting you guys know, this video was created in May, so the list could be a little bit out of date. They could have announced a few other Funko Pops over time, but we're just going based off of what is released in the past 2 weeks basically. So alright, the next Funko Pop that we're going to be ranking will be the Baby Rocket Funko Pop. So again, this was pretty cute. The only thing that's a little off-putting about purchasing that Baby Rocket Funko Pop would have to be that, if you guys see on the next list, is going to be that there is a flocked version. And in my opinion, a flocked Funko Pop is, I'm always going to go for the flocked version of the Funko Pop. But again, this is a pretty unique take on Rocket. You know, you get to see him as a baby. So I'm going to go ahead and probably rank it, just because there is another version. I'm going to rank the Baby Rocket at a C tier. Again, that replication is what's causing it to be at that C tier level. And now going into the flocked version of the Baby Rocket, I believe the flocked version of the Baby Rocket is super cute. It is a Funko Shop exclusive, so again, a exclusive Funko Pop that in the long run could do very well. However, I'm not sure if it's still that S tier. I don't think it's an S tier level Funko Pop. I still think it's going to be up there with the A tier, guys. A tier Funko Pop right there for sure. And yeah, so we're now moving on to Cosmo. So honestly, Cosmo was one of my favorite characters from the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. I thought it was a very adorable character to add, and I know that they do become significant, obviously. No spoilers here, no spoilers here at all, guys. Don't worry, we don't have any spoilers. So I'm gonna say something, but I caught myself. But yeah, the Cosmo Funko Pop. All right, so again, I think the only time that we ever saw this Cosmo Funko Pop was a specialty series a while back. So I'm gonna go ahead and rank the common version of the Cosmo. I think it's going to be a C tier as well. Again, just because it is a common pop, and I do enjoy the mold. I'm gonna rank it as a C tier. However, this right here, in my opinion, this flocked Hot Topic exclusive Cosmo Funko Pop, I think it looks really good flocked. It matches perfectly. It's the face, it's a dog. As you guys all know, especially if you've been following Funko for a very long time, usually flocked Funko Pops do very well, and especially if they're dogs. And honestly, I just think Cosmo was such a fun, unique character to the series. So I'm gonna go ahead and I just don't know if to put into S tier. I think I'm gonna put it into the A tier. And at the end of the entire list, we can go ahead and kind of like reorganize it. But yeah, Cosmo's gonna go up there in the B tier. I mean the A tier for right now, the Phlox version of Cosmo. We will reevaluate it. We will reevaluate the list. All right, so now moving on to the common Drax Funko Pop. My opinion, kind of a lazy pop, and this is gonna be something I'm gonna be talking about for all of the other ones. They're just wearing the Guardians of the Galaxy outfit, nothing really cool looking, just a standard Marvel Funko Pop. Honestly, a little bit more boring than I would say the Rocket and the Cosmo. So Drax, I'm gonna have to put him in D tier, and I love Drax. I thought Drax was great, but the reason I'm putting that Drax in D tier is because I think because this one comes in a Pop and T bundle, and I think Drax with the blacklight look actually looks pretty good. I think the blue fits him pretty well, and you do get a t-shirt with it, and I'm a big fan of actually displaying the Pop and T box himself. I'm gonna be putting this one in B tier. So all right, so again, very similar, guys. This Groot Funko Pop, we've had so many Groot Funko Pops in the past. I think some like in there again with Groot like as a full formation, or like in this this is the first time in this state that he's in, but because it is a common pop and it's not very interesting, we've had so many Groot pops in the past, I'm gonna just be putting this one in D tier as well. Okay, so we're now moving on to the 10-inch Groot pops. So in my opinion, I actually think the 10-inch blacklight Groot looks really cool. I think that the blue and the pink, the highlighted pink on this 10-inch looks really nice, and I won't be buying it because I'm not a huge 10-inch collector, but I'm actually going to be putting this one in an A tier as well. I genuinely think that blacklight Groot is a A tier, and then the regular version, I would say it's still very fitting. Again, you do get Groot in that stage, so probably I think I'll have to go ahead and put it in I'll put this one in the B tier, because I just think 10-inch pops with Groot just makes sense, and it does look pretty good. It's probably, I've seen it in person, it's a really good display piece. So yeah, the 10-inch pops I'll put in A tier and B tier, just because I think for Groot it just makes sense. It makes sense, right? All right, moving on to this one. This is the Funko Shop exclusive Groot with the wings. I mean, to be completely honest, like it's a part of the movie, it was a cool part, but I just think it kind of looks lame, and it just looks again like very similar to the common. And the only thing I'll give it is that it's a Funko Shop exclusive. So if I was a person that's trying to collect like exclusives and stuff, I would probably pick it up, but I'd honestly move this one to a C tier. Nothing super. I will say it's again a different mold from the 10-inch ones, but wasn't anything mind-blowing in my opinion. So all right, now moving on to the common Kraglin Funko Pop. This is the only variation of Kraglin from the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 pops. The other one was a San Diego Comic-Con. So honestly, just because this is a character that, I mean, is pretty loved and is pretty comes out in pretty good parts in the movies, and because there's only one other like Funko Pop of this character ever made, I honestly gotta put this one also in the A tier. I think Kraglin is a great character, and again, the uniqueness of having a Kraglin Funko Pop I think makes it very appealing, especially for a common Funko Pop. All right, so moving on, we have the Target exclusive Mantis Funko Pop. So this is again a good pop. However, one complaint I do have about most Marvel pops, or most Marvel pops, especially the ones from the live action films, is that they take old molds, or like they just kind of do very minor improvements or adjustments to the old molds. And so that's honestly one thing that I'm not liking too much about like kind of like the Nebula pop. It just seems like I've seen that same Nebula like kind of like mold 100 times. The Rocket when the Rocket's grown up, I've seen that same mold 100 times. Star-Lord, like all of these pops are kind of just like overdone in a way. So I'd put Mantis, just because it's a Target exclusive and it is a little bit different. I'll go ahead and put Mantis in the B tier. And then moving on, we have the Nebula and Mantis Blacklight. Again, it is a cool Blacklight 2-pack. However, I do not enjoy the fact that they decided to put Nebula in this 2-pack, just because they already made Nebula in the Gamora and Nebula 2-pack a few months back. So it just didn't make much sense as to why they would go ahead and put that. And for that reason, just because they kind of almost recycled the Blacklight, I'm going to put this one in a C tier. So, I think if they would have done a different character to pair up the Blacklight 2-pack, it would have made more sense. Honestly, maybe even putting Drax with Mantis would have been pretty cool in my opinion, but you know, it is what it is. That's what we'll rank that one. And then the common Mantis Funko Pop, I'll go ahead and also put this one in D tier. Again, not very exciting. And then they just have the Guardians of the Galaxy suits. This is kind of reminding me a lot of the Endgame space travel, time travel suits. So that's why I'm putting in the D tier. All right, moving on to Nebula. Same argument, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and put this one in a D tier as well, just because it is not an exciting pop, and they are just wearing the same kind of like outfits. So this Rocket Box Lunch pop, I think, is pretty good. Honestly, how different is it from like all the other Rocket Pops? I would say not very different, and it's not too exciting. I think it's cool, but honestly, I'm gonna have to put that Rocket Pop in the C tier. It's not very exciting, not a cool mold, and yeah, I'm probably gonna go ahead and put it in the C tier. All right, now the Blacklight Rocket, in my opinion, is actually very well done. I believe that they did a pretty good job at the Blacklight Target exclusive rocket. I think this one looks good, and it kind of matches the aesthetic. So this one I'll go ahead and be putting in the B tier. And then again, similar to all of the other Funko Pops, all of the other like kind of like main characters, I'll be putting the suit in the D tier as well, just because if you're going to get another Rocket Pop, you might as well get like the Box Lunch one. It's just, again, there's just so many of these Rocket Pops and these common pops that just look so boring that it's like, why even get it, you know? All right, going into the 4-pack, or the common 4-pack. It's basically a box common 4-pack. I'm not a big fan of them, and I'm always gonna put these in D tier. They just take all the commons and they take exclusive. They take all these other pops and they put them in a 4 or 5-pack and they sell it to you. I'm not a big fan of that. That goes straight to D tier. And then finally, we got Star-Lord, just a regular Star-Lord pop, in my opinion. Nothing crazy. Not the best one. They have had him with his guns out plenty of times. So, again, another D tier pop. And then the Blacklight version of him, not too much of an improvement. I do like the orange, but I would say that's a C tier. All right, guys, so going back through this list, let's go ahead and quickly reevaluate, especially our A tier. I feel like, how are we going to make a tier list and not have an S tier Funko Pop, right? How are we going to do that? We got to change it up. All right. So going through our list, I think the only, like, in my opinion, guys, this is my opinion, that I'd probably move up to the S tier just because of uniqueness, and I'm just a big fan of this type of Funko Pop. I'm going to be moving the Flocked Hot Topic exclusive Cosmo up to S tier just because I'm a huge fan of Flocked Pops, and I don't think it gets any better. Like, if they do release another exclusive, I don't think it gets better than that. I think Flocked is the coolest one. I know a lot of people like Diamond, a lot of people like the Black Lights. I'm a big Flocked person, so that one goes up to the S tier. And then now moving on, we're gonna go look at the Baby Rocket Flocked Funko Shop exclusive, and I'll move this one also up to S tier. I mean, you guys see the trend, right? I really enjoy my cute small animal Funko Pops. I think they're super cute, and honestly, I think the Baby Rocket's very significant. It has it kind of is gonna pull on some emotion for fans that did watch the movie and then are gonna watch the movie. I mean, it's just super cute. I think these two pops will go ahead and move on to S tier. All right, guys, so this is my tier list of all of the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 Funko Pops. If you guys enjoyed this video, please make sure to leave a like on the video. Comment down below what you guys thought of my list, and if you guys want to see more videos like this, please make sure to hit that subscribe button, because we are probably going to be doing more tier lists just like this for other Funko Pop releases very soon. Thank you very much, and we'll see you guys on the next one.